supremacy?
The fact that white is better than everyone else.
And who says that? What do you mean by better? Because I wanted to ask you this. You and I agree on a lot.
Right.
But I think we disagree on two things.
Right.
One is you appear to have bought into this melanin theory, which Gary spouts, and I'm hoping that's not the case. Or the melanin theory where blacks are superior to other people because of the amount of melanin in their skin.
No.
Hopefully you don't.
I don't buy into
Okay.
My thing is, the bottom line is, I'm talking about white supremacy. I'm talking about any melanin theory or anything. White supremacy is a global system. Because white supremacy encompasses labor, law, education, politics, war, beauty, love, all of these things. It's not one thing.
Everything.
I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about a system.
But even the sister.
Bro, listen.
To say, okay.
Please just listen.
To say, the way I'm hearing it, you're saying, so let's take the
because
law.
you're emotional, that's why.
Oh, in the legal system, everyone's racist.
No, I'm saying the legal system is racist. People don't want to admit that they're racist or race prejudiced. People don't generally want to admit it to themselves, but they are.
In the police, presumably, because you generalize, you mean in all police forces across the US?
Do you want me to show you what the head of British chief police said?
No, we were talking about the US, where you made the claim
Okay, so let's
that
talk about,
neo-Nazis...
But you're going back to the UK now, right?
Well, let's finish the US.
Okay, all right, let's finish.
You were making the claim that neo-Nazis apparently are infiltrating the police in the US, and you made a generalistic claim. Do you mean all police across the US, or do you mean maybe in Texas or somewhere? I mean, you make a generalistic claim, and that's presumably that's your argument for why disproportionately more black males are being shot by police. Is that, am I playing back to you accurately what you said?
We live under a system of white supremacy and racism.
Okay, wrong. There's no romanticization of a homogenous psychology that I have in Africa. No.
You know, I was going to ask you that because I'll be honest with you, there was one clip. I don't know if this guy's part of your group or not. I'm not saying that he is, but I had this conversation like 2 weeks ago, or 3-4 weeks ago, with a black guy, big guy. I said, you can stop coming now. I'm not going to see this guy.
With the plaits? Yeah.
And then I was quite flawed, yeah. So he was saying, like, I was saying to him, like, what do you think? Like, why woman came? He was like, English woman, very small. I mean, he's a big guy. He's about at least 120 kilograms. At least 100, maybe 500 pounds. Like, maybe not 350 pounds guy, yeah? And he's a big guy, and this woman is a very small woman, like a very petite, like, and then she started talking about the British Empire, right? Now, I'm not for the British Empire, what they did, all that, obviously, right? She started talking about it. As soon as she started opening her mouth, he turned around to her and said to her, he started talking this and that, and he goes, you know, the white man is the devil. Yeah. And then he started trying to justify his answer. What do you make of that kind of comment?
Okay, so like when you hear someone say the white man,
what does he mean?
Right? Okay, so like it's not literally saying the white man is the man in the race on the floor. You look at it in ways. Who in history has done the most devilish things? Killed more people, taken more land, murdered, raped. You're looking at the traits of that species.
Do you reckon that's because they're white?
Sorry?
Has that got to do with their race?
Well, I mean, like everything that they're doing so happens to be by white people.
Okay, so like, what's the explanation? Why is that? According to you?
And then that when you read their Bible, right, that speaks about Esau, right? You know, Jacob and Esau, right? So Esau came out. So nobody's really white. If you look at anybody white, they're kind of reddish pink. So everybody's not black, everybody's brown, right? So you have either reddish, pinkish people or brown people. So when you see, right, so like when you read the Bible, it says Esau came out red and hairy. The only people that are red and hairy are the so-called white people. Yes?
What I'm asking is like, can I just ask you a straightforward question? Do you reckon black people have a special privilege in the world in terms of race?
100% yes.
Okay, do you reckon that black people, respective to other world races, have a degree of advantage and superiority over those races?
Yes.
Okay.
So actually, yes.
Yeah. So would you say that, as a result of that, if we get a black person and we get a white person, generally speaking, they have the same upbringing, they have the same sociological conditioning, whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
But the black person will be better than the white person.
Yeah.
All right. So So the thing in Islam, the thing that differentiates people from each other, or what makes somebody more superior to another person, is God consciousness. Yeah. Would you agree with that? Or would you say actually there's a race factor as well?
Okay, let me ask you this. Who are the least people with a God consciousness around the globe? The so-called white man. Yeah, he has the least God consciousness. If you pluck any white man from Chelsea or any of them areas and say, do you Chelsea, I've done it. Now, do you believe in God? They say no. Most of them will say no. Okay. After they haven't got it with the passion that you would have it. And most so-called white people that do go, I'm not an atheist. And what is that? Most so-called white people that do go to church tend to be the older generation. Okay. You never get the younger generation in church.
So, is what your point is, just so I can understand where you're coming from, is your point that black people have a degree of advantage? So you disagree with the Quran because you're saying, actually the truth is, white people they are not as good as black people or any other race actually because of their devilish, not say devilish, but their evil ways. They are inclined towards evil because of their...
But that doesn't go against what the Quran is saying.
No, I'm just asking a question, like, do you believe that white people are basically inferior to black people?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so we're starting the clock.
When?
Yeah. Human beings have been around for thousands of years, yeah?
Okay.
So when are we
let's
starting
start the clock when the definition of Negroid, Caucasoid, Mongoloid.
When was that?
All being started. It started in Nazi Germany.
Why are we going to start the clock?
That's when it started.
No, that's an unfair way of dealing with it.
So you want to go back to
look at it?
Iblis?
No.
Let me look at it again.
What I was going to say to you, look, if you want to look at, because your case is as follows, and tell me if I'm wrong. Your actual case is that there's something within the genetics of white people that makes them less, first of all, makes them inferior to black people, one, and makes them, that's what you believe, and number two, you believe that makes them racist as well, towards black people.
So can I start with the first bit about the superiority?
You know what, can I say something? Bro, Gary, I beg you, just let me say one thing, yeah? You can speak, I'll let you, yeah? But what I was going to say to you there, I promise you, if a white man has been making the same remarks, there might be someone in this audience calling the police.
Okay.
Because you know what, in this country it's illegal.
Not in this place.
Not even in this place.
Can I break it down to you now? Okay, genetically.
You can't say this stuff, man.
Okay, genetically, right? Science.
You can't substantiate.
No, but hold on a second. Because first of all, you have to understand why somebody's white in the first place, right?
There's only one race.
Right? Exactly. So you have to understand how you became white in the first place. This is why the white man's taken over every Muslim country in the world, because you got guys like this that are trying to explain yourself to the white man.
Yeah, we said.
Why are you explaining yourself to the white man? The very man that's taking over every single one of your countries and resources.
The white man has got nothing to say.
He's always a man with the same complexion.
This guy's not doing anything to me.
He is part of the system.
Well, why is he part of the system?
Hold on. Okay.
Hold on, bro, man. Let's be real here, man. I'm being serious. Come on, man.
Let's test it.
No, man.
Have you opposed your system?
What system?
Your system of
This guy is too much.
Of white
He's genuinely too much. Specific. What do you mean?
The rape, the murder, destruction, the theft around the world. Have you ever opposed it publicly? Exactly.
I don't go.
You see?
What's the point?
So by him not opposing it means that he's okay with it.
Something's out of control.
Right, being what?
You know what's ironic? Well, I swear to God, I feel this is like the worst hypocrisy and I've ever seen in Speaker's Corner's history, honestly.
Now, your one last week was Sarah was.
No, this one's worse. Why? Because actually, this one is way worse than anything I've ever seen. Why? Because this guy is saying to us, he's saying to us that the reason why, one of the reasons why the white man is inferior to the black person is because he's meant to be, he said before, and it's on camera, that all black people, all white people are racist, He said that. And then in the same breath, he goes and says what? Come on, tell me.
About the skin, talks about.
No. He says all white people are racist, and then he says they're inferior. So is that racism or not?
Yeah, that's racist.
So he himself is criticizing a race for doing what he's doing. That's called like shooting yourself in the head in the argument.
You covering up?
Why is it white people always on the grass when something about black people?
They are trying to look like me. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get as much dark as possible. Listen, I work with these guys. They come after the summer break. Boy, I'm as dark as you guys. I'm so glad.
Why black
do
people
not want to
bleach
be this
themselves?
colour.
Listen,
They don't want to be this colour.
Listen, why black people
They
bleach
want to be like
themselves?
my colour, probably.
Jesus Christ,
I don't think they
I
want
want
to
to be
that
darker than you, mate.
Why black people bleach themselves?
What?
Why are black people
Because they're thinking like the white man.
They're thinking like
They're
white.
thinking like the white man.
I'm not going to tell you what they guide me.
Because your worldview's being formed off this subjective
That's
belief.
right,
Right.
that's right.
And it's poison,
But
mate.
you-
It's poison,
if you
mate.
say so.
What, do you believe in racism? Do you believe one man is superior over another man due to the
believe
colour
in
of his skin?
racism.
Do you? Do you believe in the
You know what
idea?
racism is?
Yes. One race thinks it's superior over another race.
All right, let's look at that then.
Alhamdulillah.
Let's see that.
Do you believe that?
Let's see that then.
Do you believe that, though?
And then let's ask a
Okay.
question.
Well,
Let's ask a question.
Go on.
Who defined racism?
Me. Do you believe...
Hang on, what's racism defined by people who never actually experienced?
I'm asking you, do you believe one race is superior over another race due to their heritage or colour of skin? Yes or no? Do you believe that?
Did a people
Did they believe people?
Did a people-
Do a people?
Did a people that have never experienced racism,
Do people believe?
that have never experienced it,
What?
define racism?
I'm asking you. This is you. What you believe.
This is what's happened though.
It's what you believe.
Ranging from dark brown to light brown.
Comparing it.
Right?
You're only saying that 'cause you're
but that's a
comparing it to something
scientific. Yeah, but that's a scientific method of
No,
going
it's
by.
not. It's your opinion.
What do you mean, my opinion?
It's your opinion.
Let me find out where
You're
white
bringing
people come from
science
first.
into something that you
The
have
origin
no
of
idea
language.
what you're talking about.
By
You don't need a degree. Just get
a
an
white
education.
man, right?
discussed it already.
As a white man in Hadith. That's what it says in Hadith. But how many times a white
It's
man?
like,
Full
look,
stop.
it's like going into the animal kingdom, right? And telling a gorilla, okay, about the brown monkeys.
Monkeys aren't brown.
Yeah,
actually
orangutans
your
are brown.
colour,
In fact,
believe it or not.
orangutans are brown.
No,
okay?
actually
Orangutans are brown.
But when
it's
you
like
talk about
going to.
monkeys,
It doesn't
which
make
one we talking
sense.
about?
It doesn't make sense.
orangutans are red.
Because they have nothing. They have nothing to compare it to. Do you understand? It comes down to our species. You only know I'm white because someone else in my species is black.
Hold on.
Okay?
The reason
Because
why
if not,
I
there
know
would be
you're
no white
white
people
or
or
red,
black people.
because that's
because
what
you're
you are.
comparing
No, hold on a
a
second.
white person
No, hold on.
to a
Hold on a
black
second.
person.
The
It's like
reason-
comparing day
the reason
to
why,
night.
The reason why I say you are so-called white, because that's what
Because
you
you
are.
have something to compare it
No,
to.
because that's your state.
Oh my
I don't need
God.
nothing to compare it to.
My
You see,
friend,
now you are
only because
thinking...
it's not in your iPad.
Now what? Now what?
Only because it's not in your iPad. It's not prepared.
Now what?
Right, don't come start
Now
bringing
you
shit
have
up.
separation psychology. That's what you have. You always have to compare something to another. Okay.
Hello, here I'm at Hyde Park today. I've got IC3 with me, and he would like to say something.
Yes.
Yes.
So what was the question you asked?
I was asking what brings you here today, and what are your beliefs at the Speaker's Corner?
What brings me here today is that I'm continuing my investigations into the nature and nurture of the problems I experience and the problems that I hear other people experiencing on a global level. So my investigations so far have led me to suspect, I haven't concluded, to suspect that white supremacy, which is racism, is the biggest problem on the planet.